Agricultural extension plays a significant role in modern agronomic practices. This is because a lot of innovations are discovered by scientists from time to time, and extension service is the only way to make such discoveries accessible and useful in the sector. What are the policies of government on agricultural extension service, and what impact are they making? These and more will be our focus in tonight's episode of the program Transforming Agriculture in Nigeria. But before then, let us take the news from the diary of the Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development. I'm your host, Gabriel Ojile.
What we did here is mechanized.
It's back to land, back to agriculture.
I can supply the milk factories for milk.
That's the new norm for employment and for wealth creation. Get your piece of the action.
Before farming, we will spread the manure.
There to take on agribusiness.
They have been working in terms of making sure they give us new breeds.
Seize the opportunity you have been waiting for. Watch Transforming Agriculture in Nigeria, showing every Friday at 8:30 p.m. on the NTA network service.
In our diary tonight, Agric Ministry urges Nigerians to engage in farming to boost food production. Also, National Agricultural Seeds Council urges seed companies to ensure standard in seed production. The Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development has called on all Nigerians to engage in agriculture to make the sector the mainstay of the nation's economy and to attain self-sufficiency in food production. The Deputy Director and Head Monogastric Division of the Department of Animal Husbandry Services of the Ministry, Victor Egbon, made this appeal during an interview in his office in Abuja. Egbon stated that every Nigerian going into agriculture will not only increase food production, but also ensure that Nigerians eat more healthy food.
Before now, what were we surviving on? Our mainstay was actually agriculture. A lot of developmentalism that took place during the time of when we were operating a regional government, it was through agriculture. So it was the discovery of oil that a lot of persons now misplaced it and they now diverted their attention. Everybody should go into agriculture.
The National Agricultural Seeds Council, NASC, has urged seed production companies in the country to always uphold the virtue of standard practice in seed production or face the full wrath of the law. This warning was given by Director, Inspectorate Department of the Council, Agbola Abraham Adebayo, during an interview in his office in Kwali area of Abuja. Agbola stated that NASC, as a regulatory council on agricultural seed, will leave no stone unturned if any seed company is found wanting in adhering to the guide on quality and standard practice provided to them by the council. He also advised farmers to always go for quality seeds to enhance their production.
My advice to the farmer is simple. Farmers should not look at the cost of quality seed and go for grain, but rather farmers should patronize quality seed because the result of quality seed can never be compared to planting grain. So always farmers should patronize certified quality seed that will give them good yield and good income. For the seed producer, my advice to them is that they should play the game according to the rule, because Seed Council will never relent, and we are all out to ensure that violators are really brought to book and they are punished in line with the law.
Agricultural extension is the engine room of agricultural transformation. This is because agricultural policies and innovations can only see the light of the day if extension services are provided to farmers. The Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development is working tirelessly in developing policies and programs, as well as providing a uniform teaching model for extension services in order to boost food production in Nigeria. What are the policies and programs of government on agricultural extension, and how have they been implemented? This will be our focus in the next segment, Record of the FDA. Keep watching.
Agricultural Extension Service is an informal education or service rendered to farmers and others in the agricultural value chain. It is about technologies and innovations that can lead to more productivity, easier way of agronomic practices, and improved livelihood. Agricultural policy and innovations are irrelevant if extension services are not provided to farmers. To teach farmers the modern method and agricultural technologies, the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development considers extension as an important component of agricultural transformation. The ministry has a department dedicated to extension services to educate the farmers and boost production.
In the north where I grew up to know those who provide these services as Malamangona. That is to say, farmer's teacher. Now, in all ramifications of agriculture, if there is nobody to convey the new idea about any value chain under consideration, farmers at the grassroots will not know. There is good agricultural practice that is in vogue, innovations in agriculture, whereby by the time you plant, let's say maize, on 1 hectare plot, maybe in the olden way of doing agriculture, you get 10 bags. Now, in the innovative way of cultivation, you will end up getting 20, 25, 30 bags in the same 1 hectare.
Agricultural innovations are being discovered every day, be it in the aspect of land preparation, improved seed, or mechanization. This underscores the importance of extension agents to make them useful to farmers.
Even these seeds, they are improved varieties. It is the extension workers that will go to the local farmers using demonstration farm to tell them practically the importance and advantage of the improved seeds compared to their local seeds. If you come to fertilizer, the application of fertilizer, it is same extension workers that will train the local farmers how to apply and when to apply fertilizer to those crops.
Aside the Department of Extension Services of the Ministry, the National Agricultural Extension and Research Liaison Services ZARIA, NAERLS, has the mandate to take agricultural innovations from all the research institutes and colleges to farmers. This is done through publication of research technologies, capacity building of extension agents, and a host of other innovative ways.
In most of the states, we have very, very little or no extension agents. So due to that problem, we have now come up with something we call National Farmer Call Center. Generally, the office is called National Farmer Helpline Center. We have call agents seated waiting for farmers to call using their handsets. When they call, in any various languages, we have about 5 languages that we use in that call center. We have English, Pidgin, Igbo, Yoruba, and Hausa. So a farmer can call using a number that we give to the farmers and ask what problem he wants to be solved.
The Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria, that supervises and regulates the activities of agricultural research institutes in Nigeria, makes it mandatory for all agricultural research institutes and colleges to have agricultural outreach centers, AROC, where they can take the technologies to farmers for adoption.
You adopt a village, you now have a farm there. Demonstrate to farmers. Farmers will come, practice, look at it, and replicate it, and probably teach their fellow farmers. And this is also done at the research institutes.
Research institutes like the Institute for Agricultural Research (IAR) also comply with policies of taking technologies and innovations to farmers. One of such examples of what the IAR has done is the double density system of farming, where a farmer plants 2 rows of a crop on the same ridge. This system indeed boosts production of maize and other crops for the farmers.
I will make an example where you are expecting 100,000 stands per hectare. This is just an example. When you are expecting 100,000 stands per hectare of maize in 1 hectare, when you adopt the double row or double density, it means you're going to have double the number of stands, the population of the maize per hectare. That means you have 200,000 stands per hectare. What that means is that the farmer who does this is going to see a difference in the yield. This has been subjected to research, and the difference between 100,000 plants and 200,000 plants is very significant. Significant for the farmer because it means he's going to have a higher income from his farming activity for that year.
In the area of cash crop like cocoa, cashew, kola nut, among others, Cocoa Research Institute, CREAN Ibadan, has also made a lot of breakthroughs that are communicated to farmers through extension agents. CREAN, as an institute, has been able to train quite a number of farmers on best agronomic practices to ensure production of good quality of cocoa that will compete favorably with others in the international market.
We have a lot of training in terms of training the farmers how the appropriate way to dry the cocoa beans. We've trained the farmers to tell them the number of days the cocoa beans will be under fermentation. All this enhances the quality of the product. So if the farmers are taking to our recommendations, there is no how that the quality of the cocoa they are producing will not be very good.
Apart from being a means of teaching farmers about research findings and other modern agronomic practices, agricultural extension also avails researchers the opportunity to work on solutions to the problems farmers have, which they make known during the extension process.
Because when the technology is designed with farmers' input, based on farmers' identify problems and needs, then it will serve them. The idea that maybe farmers may not want to go this and that, I think it just shows that the relationship between research and farmers should continually be strengthened. And if there are gaps, farmers also have a right to be able to give the feedback, because it's their feedback that will help to improve these technologies to meet their needs.
Agricultural extension services are not only for crop farmers, but also for livestock farmers. The National Animal Production Research Institute also has livestock system research program with the mandate to provide extension services on innovations generated by the institute to farmers for adoption in order to improve animal production and the livelihoods of farmers.
The findings from the different programs are channeled to the extension wing. I will start with poultry. Poultry has been able to develop what we call the layer type chicken that is officially known as the Shika Brown. The Shika Brown has been adopted and has been disseminated to farmers to improve egg production, to improve and stabilize their health status. They have been found to be rugged within the Nigerian environment. That's poultry. We also link up with industries that produce feed. They relate with us. We vet their feeds and give them advice as to how the performance of the feeds are before they take it out to the farmers.
But while different research institutes continue to make efforts to educate farmers through their extension arms and the agriculture development projects, farmers should use the technologies and modern agronomic practices made available to them through the extension agents to achieve better results in production and soil management.
My advice to the farmers is they should try as much as possible to carry out soil testing. And every advice they receive from the extension agent, they should put it to practice.
Every part of Nigeria has something to offer.
In case you just joined us, the program is Transforming Agriculture in Nigeria, and we are discussing efforts and impact of government on agricultural extension services. As the population of Nigeria continues to increase and many Nigerians are answering the call by the government to go into agriculture, the need for more extension workers becomes inevitable. In our next segment, Partnership for Development, we are focusing on the collaboration between the ministry, the research institutes, and other stakeholders to increase the number of extension agents. Keep watching.
We'll try to avoid any chemical form of fertilizer or anything.
So from this place, what we learn here, that is what we take to our
I hope you are following the normal procedure of feeding. We'll be fascinated seeing things moving.
One well-organized structure that has made great impact in providing agricultural extension services to the top farmers is the Agricultural Development Project, ADPs, of the World Bank in collaboration with federal and state governments. The ADP has a structure from the federal to the state government, also from the state government to local government, and further from local governments to the ward level, and then to the agricultural extension cell level, where farmers are directly taught good agronomic practices.
Our essence as ADP is to teach our farmers on improved method of farming so that their yield will improve. It will increase. If their yield is increased, their means of livelihood is also assured. And we have been teaching them a lot of improved technology on how they will plant their crops, on how they will apply fertilizer, on how to control pests and diseases, and so many things. Because to them, their own is to plant, and they don't consider in planting what are those things that are most important in planting. We remember that if you are planting, you should take cognizance in having the full plant population per area. But our farmers, most of the time, they plant and give a lot of spaces, thereby having very low population. So in that regard, we used to teach them how to plant the right spacing.
Despite the enormous impact of the ADPs, the programs become less effective after the World Bank handed over the program to state governments to manage.
We in NRLS.
However, there is a wake-up call on the state government where the ADPs are domiciled to, as a matter of urgency, revamp the ADPs.
Our farmers are just using the traditional method of agriculture now. And with convincing, without too much of discussing, convincing, training them, they are very, very difficult to change. And people that will do that for us are the extension agents. Therefore, both federal and the state governments should please look at this issue of extension agents to employ extension agents, place them in various communities, because farmers cannot get information if there are no extension agents.
Agricultural extension has been put on the front burner by the Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development to increase the number of extension agents across the country.
In our own ways, we have been encouraging and sensitizing all stakeholders, including the state governors, the importance of having these ADPs revitalized.
Extension service is expensive and government alone cannot meet up with the recommendation of the United Nations Food and Agricultural Organization, which stipulates 1 extension agent to 800 farmers. The present ratio in Nigeria is 1 extension agent to 10,000 farmers. This indeed cannot achieve the desired result. The Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria is partnering with the private sector to assist in extension services and funding.
Presently in this department, there is a committee set up by ARCN, and the committee is domiciled in this department. That committee is Partnership and Linkages. We partner all stakeholders, especially in extension. Anything that has to do with taking technology to the farmers, whoever, whether government, private sector, or any NGO for that matter, we partner with them.
The impact of agricultural extension can better be measured when it is evaluated through the farmers who are the direct beneficiaries of extension services. Our crew visited the hinterlands where the Institute of Soil Science, Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria, Institute for Agricultural Research and the likes are making great impact in educating farmers on new technologies and best agronomic practices. In our next segment, Farmers Speak, let us take the testimonies of farmers on the impact of extension services on their farms. Keep watching and hear for yourself.
Then we just, the way we plant our maize, we just we plant it in this, we leave this in the gaff. But when they just come, they ask us to, they just give up the specific spacing that we will be given in maize. So serious to compare then and now, there is difference in the productivity of our crops. So we benefited a lot.
The modern system of farming now is very important than the olden days. By using all these things and the coming of these people, there are changes for the farming. We farmers, we see the benefit that they are here with us.
There are many that are avoiding, farming soybeans because of they cannot get enough of grain. But after they are coming, they brought good seed from the institution where we have tested and then trust it. Then we say, okay, we realize that in a hectare, we can get from 25 to 40 bags.
Guinea corn is a type of grain referred to as sorghum. It belongs to the grass family and serves as a source of food and drink. Guinea corn is rich in nutrients and is used in making flour, which in turn is used in making bread, alcoholic and non-alcoholic beverages, and other flour-based products. Guinea corn has high drought and heat tolerance and can survive in arid regions. Guinea corn is an essential crop in Central America and Africa. It is the 5th most important cereal crop grown in the world. Nigeria ranks as the world's 3rd largest sorghum producer after United States of America and India, which are 1st and 2nd respectively. According to research, over 5.5 million hectares of land in Nigeria is occupied with sorghum cultivation, and this accounts for the net production of about 2.7 to 2.8 million tons annually. Nigeria's sorghum output in 2007 yielded 35% and about 71% output production in West Africa. The United States of America uses sorghum mainly as a livestock feed, while Nigeria cultivates sorghum for food, non-alcohol, and alcohol beverages.
Knowledge, they say, is power. If you are a farmer, always seek for knowledge of new technologies in the agricultural sector. If you are an extension agent, keep up the good work. And if you are a well-to-do individual, please support the funding of extension services. With concerted effort, research findings will be properly communicated to farmers, and the nation will one day attain self-sufficiency in food production. This is the much we can take on this episode. Join us again, same time, same station, next week for another episode of the program. I'm Gabriel Ujile. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and bye for now.